Hello, would you give us your full name, please?
My name is Henrietta Monaghan.
What's the first age you remember being at St. Luke AME Church?
I joined St. Luke AME Church 1939. I was 7 years old.
Oh my goodness, who was the pastor then?
I
Do you
don't
remember? Okay, and your parents were very active at St. Luke. Give us their names and what organizations you know they were part of the ministries here.
My father's name was Cornelius Neal Monaghan. He was a steward, he was a trustee, he also was a treasurer of the church.
And Mrs. Monaghan?
She was a stewardess, choir, usherable, missionary.
Was she a matron?
No, she wasn't.
She was not, okay. But that's a lot of organizations to be involved with. Over the years, you have seen St. Luke at various stages of growth. Can you recount a time that sticks out to you, that has stuck with you over the years when St. Luke was thriving?
Yes, when I was coming up, mostly everybody on Auburn Street was a member of this church. From where the tax man is all the way up to where Miss Lily Crampton was. Mostly the people were members of St. Luke Area Church. We had people they had shoe shops downtown. They were plasters of the church across the street. We had painters that lived on the street. And we had, and that's about all, but mostly everybody on St. Luke, between Auburn Street and East Street at that time, was members of St. Luke AME Church.
Okay, what was some of the special programs or services held here that you can recall? Were you a part of Easter? Were there big things going on during fall festival time? Were there Christmas gatherings or anything like that that stick out to you?
Yes, we had Easter, and Sunday school was always about 100 children.
Oh my goodness.
And at Easter time, we couldn't have Easter at 11 o'clock service. We had it at 6 o'clock service because we had too many children on Easter program that night. So we had Easter programs, and like I was telling you before we started recording, now Miss Julia May Sturkey was my YPD director. This week we would be going down to the Giddens, and they live down near Tiger Town. They live past Tiger Town. And Miss Giddens, Shirley's grandmother, would be getting the coal bucket ready with the coals in them, getting ready for us to do hot dogs and marshmallows. And we would go down on a wagon. Miss Turkey would get some man, I don't know who it is. We would go on the wagon, and they would have the little lantern on the back of the wagon. So we would go down there and past Patsy Parker's house all the way down there. On the left-hand side, we would go. And we would sing and do hot dogs and marshmallows, and then we'd come back at the highway with trees on both sides. And you know, we children were very afraid.
But that is something interesting, and I didn't know anything about that tradition or event that you used to do. Have there been any items recently, any special things that have stuck out to you in St. Luke's growth? Any programs, services, special memories.
Well, we're in a different time now, Elaine, and we don't do the things that they did in those days. The children had tom-thumb weddings, and they had teas, and things like that. They had teas and and you would have like little raffles and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Any things that you would like to see St. Luke endeavor? Anything you want us to either return to or something special you'd really like for St. Luke to do now that you think would be of great significance to the members and the community?
When I was coming up, St. Luke was in the community. They went out in the community. They didn't sit here on this corner and wait for somebody to come to us. We went out. The older people went out to help the people.
Not to necessarily ask your age, but we know that you've had a birthday recently.
I'm 92.
Okay, well, good. I was hoping you'd volunteer. But at 92, St. Luke is very fortunate to have you. And we also want to remind you that your input is always valued and that we will hopefully continue to do justice to your vision for this church, especially the part about community, and hopefully do good things as we go forward.